Hi everyone, welcome to our second class um, from Microsoft Word. So last week we talked about um, the ribbon tab system. You were introduced to the quick access toolbar. We did some customization. We added a few things to the quick access toolbar, such as the um, creating a new blank page. We did spelling and grammar. We did quick print, draw table. We had our redo, our undo, and we have our save. We also talked about the ribbon display options, how to add the ribbon, how to show tabs only, and to show tabs on ribbon. But we use this option most of the time. I like this option because I get to see all the commands and I get to play with them rather than thinking, where are my commands? So, try to always keep it on show tabs and commands unless you want to see a wider page for your Word document. Um, then you can take this off and just show tabs only, and this is what your page would look like. But to do show tabs and commands, we click that option. So we went through those, and we also talk about the font command group, and we look at the font style, we look at the font size, we went through bold, italicize, underline. We look at how to change text color, highlight. We look at text effect, and we look at change case, how to change from sentence case to uppercase um, using our change case menu item. So we went through all of those this week and then last week. So this week we'll focus some more on how to edit your document. We'll go through, we'll use some of the options in your from your font command, and we also use some from your paragraph command. Now we want to talk briefly about viewing our document, looking at our documents in different view. We didn't look at that last class, so we'll talk about it this class. So right here, we have view on our ribbon tab. And if we click view, to the left corner, we have read mode, print layout, and web layout. Currently, our document is in print layout, and we want to change it to read mode. If you want to change to read mode, we click this option, and right there you'll see that our document view has changed, and you have now a much wider screen that you can get to read your document into too. So we want to come out of document view, we click escape, and we go back to print layout view, and you do escape from your keyboard. Remember, we talked about the escape key, which is the ESC key on your keyboard, which is at the upper left corner of your keyboard. And once you click that, it takes you out of one item to another, and it actually closes and reverts to go to another page. And so here we have the web layout, and if you notice too, the web layout, it gives you a wider view. This is what you see when you're on a website. This is what it looks like. So say if you're writing something for the web, you can always go to this view to see how it will look. So we're going to return to print layout, so we click print layout right there. So let's go back to the home tab, and let me show you. So to do document view, we can do from view, or right here on your taskbar, you have your read mode, your print layout, and your web layout. So you have two different ways right there on your screen to do that. Okay. So. And I want you to remember that if you make a mistake while typing, you can change that by using your undo button, and it undo your typing that you just did. So if it is more than one thing that you need to undo, you can always keep clicking undo to undo it. And you also have your redo, which allows you to reverse the last undo that you did. So undo what you just typed or insert, and redo reverse allows you to reverse the last undo that you did. So you can also access this command by pressing using your control key and pressing Y on your keyboard. So there's another way you can do it. All right, so we also want to look briefly at the insert tab. I know that we're moving, different places, but I did say that we weren't going to do the tabs in any particular order because I want you to understand how to use certain basic functions on your ribbon system when editing your document. And some things you use more than some, and that's why you'll see I may focus a little bit more on certain things while ignoring others. So if you go to the insert tab, you will see there are also several options that you have, several command options there. One of the things right here, you have table, and if you click the drop down, you can actually work through the type of table that you want to insert into your document. Okay, so you can choose and then you click insert table and your table will be inserted. Or you can draw your table. Say you want to be you want to be a little bit more creative, you can design your own table. So that's another way you can do it. Next to table, you have pictures. So say you want to insert a picture into the document that you're doing, you can insert pictures from your computer or from other computers that you're connected to. You can also insert pictures from an external drive that you have attached to your computer. So that's another option that you can use. And it says online pictures. So if I click that, I'll be able to go to the web and okay, to the internet while working on your document. The next option, you have shapes. So if you look at this, you have different type of shapes that you can insert into your document. You also have flow charts, you have stars and banners, and you have your callouts that you can type your text in if that's what you're interested in doing. So remember, to do these, you go to the insert tab on your ribbon and then you search for the options that you want to use. All right. Another key thing that I want us to look at on our insert tab is symbols, right? So on symbols, you have your equation, which we're waiting on this to load, sorry. You have equations right here. If you want to put equations into your document, then you can go ahead and do that. So that's where you'd go to select that. Then you have symbols. So you choose from the symbols that you want. Some of these symbols are not on your keyboard, and that is why if you go to insert and choose symbols, you will see symbols that are not typically displayed on your keyboard, and you can choose the symbols that you like or that you want to use, and you can go ahead and insert it in. You select the symbol and then you insert it into your document. So remember, to access your symbol, you go to insert and you go to symbol, and symbol is all the way to the right hand corner of your commands that are under insert. So So once you click insert, you will see the different options that are there and you choose the one that you're looking for. Another thing that I want you to know is how to add a page number to your document, and that is also done from the insert command. So you go to insert if you want to add page number to the top of the page, then you have to the bottom of the page, there is page margins, there's current position, so there's format page number, so you have, or remove page number. So I am going to choose top of the page to add my page number, and then I click this option, and if you see there is a number at the top of my page. We also have what we call a header, and what the header is where you can type your name or the date. So I will go ahead and type my name, and today is 9/3 2020, and I type 2002. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but that's okay. um, and then we can go ahead. It saves automatically, so what we can do is click the X and it closes right there. Okay. um, and if you were to type another page, you will see that the next page would come up with my name and the date and number, page 2 on the next page. So that's what's going to happen. So this right there, we can see what that is blinking is our indicator, and it's our typing indicator. If I didn't have anything type on the page yet, that's where I would start my typing, unless I wanted to type somewhere else. To move your cursor from there, if you double click anywhere else on the page, your cursor moves. Another way that you can move your cursor, you use your directional key to move your cursor across the page or down on your directional keys are those arrow keys that are on your keyboard, and you can press them up, or you go down, you go right, or you go to the left. So you can use their cursor to move throughout the document. So your cursor, and then you're able to move throughout your document wherever you want your cursor to go. So now we want to make a few little changes to our document. And remember, when you're um, doing any sort of change, you select your you select you select the text or your document that you want to edit. So unless you're doing typing edit, in that case you don't really have to select anything, unless you're changing a word, saying you're deleting a word, then you can do that. All right, so I want to select, say, my first paragraph. So you have your indicator, your cursor right there, and then you just um, click, and then you drag with your mouse to select your first paragraph. All right, so the first thing I want to do is to change my text color, and I like red. So right away we change our color to red, but then I changed my mind. So what I'm going to do is to use my undo button to change back my color to my normal color that I had before. But I want to get it back, so I click redo and my color return. Right, so that's one way you do that. So because I have this paragraph already selected, another thing that I want to do is change the text, the font size. So I will click Century Gothic, then I want to change my font size, so I click my font size beside there, and then I hit 12 because I want to change it to 12. All right, if you know, okay. All right, so we want to select this again because we want to do something else. So next I want to bold, and this is what I'm going to do. and we want to underline. So we hit the drop down and I'll choose this line for starters. And right there, you see my text is underlined. I don't want to keep that though. So what do? I hit that. I don't want to keep the bold. I hit that again and my bold. So remember, although the undo, it undo the last action that you did, but it will also keep undoing all the actions that you perform if you keep clicking it. So that's another way. So you click it once, it undo the last thing that you did. You click it again, it undo the thing that you did before the last thing. So you can do that to undo um your several different options. So that's another way to do it. All right, so it's still selected and we want to do a bit of highlight. And if you notice, this is how you choose the highlights, and we're going to choose something that we can still read. So that's turbulent the eyes, so we won't choose that one. So say we choose this one then. We can still see. So play around and choose the options that you like more, and we'll see. So we talk about change case, and we want to say we want to capitalize each word. We click, so changing it now. All right, it didn't capitalize for me just now because you know why? It wasn't selected. So that's why I said when you're making any change, make sure it's selected. So I'm doing this and I want to capitalize each word. See, know the difference? It capitalized each word, but I don't necessarily want that, right? I'm just showing you how to capitalize each word. So we click undo and it's gone, right? We want to try uppercase. So it changed everything to uppercase. And we can leave it because we're practicing, or we can change it. And we're changing it, you can hit your undo button. So remember that you need to learn. So keep practicing. If you make a mistake, you hit your undo button. And if you're like, oh no, I didn't want to undo that, you hit your redo button. So you won't lose anything. Just keep use your undo and your redo button, and it will be easier for you. Also remember to save as you go along. So if your computer should turn off unexpectedly, you won't lose your document, but sometimes it will turn off, but when it comes on, you have auto recover and you're able to recover your document. But still go ahead and save while you're practicing, so you can look at what you're doing and also track your progress. So that's something that you can do. Um, and that's if you don't have autosave. So if you don't have autosave, you remember to save as you go along. All right. And we now want to insert a symbol in our document where my cursor is. So we go to insert and we click symbol, and for practice you can choose anything you want to choose for your symbol. So at this point I'm going to choose a smiley face, and by choosing another symbol, and we click here, and there you have your copyright symbol in your document. All right, so that's how you use that option right there. All right, so we look at the font group, and now we want to look at, we're going to look at paragraphing. Do that. Remember last week we looked at changing the increased font size, and in that we also look at using your letter A right here to increase your font size. And so once your text is selected, if you click this right here, it increases the font size. And you want the font size to decrease. So right here is the option that you click to decrease your font size. And I want to make my font size smaller. I want to bring it back to 12, and that's the option that you choose. But we will go with a little bit bigger for the program, and we'll also zoom a little down here. Remember I tell you that um, you use this option to zoom in to have a wider view on your screen. So we'll use that option to zoom. All right. All right. So right here we have bullets. And we're now in our paragraph command, and we're still in our home tab because our in our home tab we have a lot of different commands, and we're basically looking at our font and paragraph command for this one. And we so we're going to look at how to put bullets in your document. So right now, because my text was already selected, once I went there, it automatically assign a bullet. So once you select, even before you start typing, you can choose to have to select your bullet point, and once you start typing and you press enter, then your bullet point will change. Say you want to create a number list, it changed from the bullet point to the number list, so you can also do that. Remember I say the margin, this is align left, and pretty much left alignment is commonly used for body text and makes the document easier to read. So you can always align your content with the left margin. And then you have center, and the center is used mostly for cover pages, like your title, your heading. So you would use your to just so you would center the body of your document. You would basically center your heading to let for persons to know what your document is about. So you can always do that. And then this is align right. It's basically used for small sections of content such as text in a header or footer. So you don't typically align your document to the right, because this is what, if you click align right, that's what my document look like. We don't want our document to look that way, so we would not be using align right. And then I'll just click my undo button and I undo that. And our next option is to use justify. Right here we have our fill in colors, and it basically what it does is kind of changes the background. And for now I'm just showing you, but we don't need to, if we're creating say like a poster or a flyer, then we use our colors right here. I mean, you can use it for anything that you want to use it for, but in most cases then you would use to fill in when you're creating a flyer or a poster. All right. Right here you have your different borders that you can use when you're doing like your table. You pretty much use these for table. You know, you can put like a paragraph or the entire document, you know, different things that you can use this for borders and shading in your document. Um, this is so in this paragraph dialog box, then we have this is for the commands that we can use. We have our indentation for margins right here, so we can change whatever we need to change. We have our line spacing. We can, right here, it says the line spacing is multiple. We can have single line spacing, or we have 1.5. We have double. Um, but we can decide what type of line spacing we want. And in this case, if I choose double, that's what it looks like, but we're not going to choose that. So we go back to regular. Okay. So that's what we have there. And we can use this option too to decide how much space appears between each line. So even if we don't want to click um, the paragraph drop down for further command, we can use this option right here to look at our line spacing. All right. So here's another option that we can do. So what I want you to do is to keep practicing, keep typing, keep playing around with Microsoft Word, because there's so many things that you can actually learn. And the next class will be looking at you know how to we'll be inserting documents into our inserting pictures into our document. We will create table, and we'll be working with different options and showing you different shortcuts that you can actually use to um, copy, to paste, to delete, to undo, to redo, to create. We can do bulleted list similar to what I showed you just now, so you can go ahead and practice that as well. And so the next time that we're doing it, then you would be able to go through easy. And I just want to say thank you for joining us this week again, and do enjoy. Give us